Thanks so much for joining us on the news at 11. I'm Debra Alfarone.
And I'm Lorenzo Hall. We have a lot to tell you about tonight, including this: a new claim of sexual assault against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, this time in college. This accusation comes a few days before a hearing with Kavanaugh and his first accuser.
And in the district, a woman reunites with the man who saved her life last week after her southeast apartment building went up in flames. And our Bria White tells us the personal story of a woman's journey battling cancer and the local hospital helping her.
But first, we start with the weather. Apparently this rain, it's going to stick around for Monday. Howard is here with the timing. Hey, Howard.
Yeah, we're going to have more showers, more drizzle, more fog, more all of it. So this dampness, this cool weather we're having, don't expect it to go away anytime soon, with temperatures tomorrow mid to the upper 60s. Maybe we get to 70. Today we got to 66 degrees, which is 11 below the average. And Doppler, not as busy as it has been, but still it is somewhat busy tonight as we're looking at the showers, which continue to stream in all the way down from Texas and the lower Mississippi Valley, coming across Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, right across our region. And that's been the case all day today. And as we zoom in, you'll notice there's not as much activity going on, and there is some drizzle out there. Doppler does not do a good job picking up the low drizzle, but the showers, the steadier stuff, that's moved on from Baltimore to Elkton. We got a little band still going on Upper Montgomery, Frederick, down toward Urbana and Tuscarora, moving in toward Howard and Southern Carroll counties as well. So that's what we're looking at the moment. So if you're going out tonight, obviously the roads are going to be wet, and don't expect them to be drying anytime soon. Now, the futurecast for Monday, we start with scattered showers once again. There'll be areas of drizzle. Temperatures tomorrow morning from the upper 50s to the mid 60s, and they don't climb much. I mean, we head toward lunchtime, we're still in the mid to upper 60s in most spots. That brisk east to northeast wind at 10 to 15. The on and off showers, drizzle going on through Monday into Monday night. By Tuesday, showers mostly in the morning. We don't dry out till the second half of the week, and I'll give you the exact timing with that 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Breaking news tonight, Senate Democrats are investigating a second allegation of sexual misconduct by Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. That's according to an article in the New Yorker magazine. According to that report, 53-year-old Debra Ramirez says Kavanaugh exposed himself to her during a drunken dormitory party and put his private parts in her face. That magazine says that alleged incident took place while Kavanaugh was a freshman at Yale University.
Now, we should know Kavanaugh denies the allegation. In a statement, he says, quote, "This alleged incident from 35 years ago did not happen." The White House is calling it a smear campaign. Meantime, attorney Michael Avenatti, known for representing adult film star Stormy Daniels, tweeted that he's also representing a woman with, quote, "credible information regarding Judge Kavanaugh and Mark Judge." Avenatti says he'll be demanding an opportunity to present testimony to the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Those claims come as Kavanaugh is set to be back on Capitol Hill this week, along with the first woman who publicly accused him of sexual assault.
Yeah, we're talking about Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. She will testify that Kavanaugh tried to rape her 36 years ago. Both were attending private schools in our area. Here's Pete Montine with an update tonight.
We gather to honor Dr. Blasey Ford for speaking out.
They are only one part of a growing group of supporters. These are alumna of Holton Arms School. Christine Blasey Ford was attending the Bethesda all-girls school in 1982. That's when she says Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her at a party. He denies the allegation.
We want to say that we believe her.
Alexis Goldstein is a 1999 graduate and helped organize this rally. About 24 fellow alums stood outside the White House Sunday evening.
She's incredibly brave. She's come forward at great personal cost, and we really want her to know that we have her back.
This took place not long after lawmakers agreed to hear from Ford. She and Kavanaugh will testify to the Senate Judiciary Committee this week.
Vigils just like this are going on in California and Chicago. Those here are hoping to be at the Senate hearing on Thursday.
It is really about people understanding fairness and truth.
On Sunday, South Carolina Republican Lindsey Graham said there is little Ford can say to change his yes vote on Kavanaugh.
Unless there's something more, no, I'm not going to ruin Judge Kavanaugh's life over this.
Survivors need to be heard, but they need to be believed. And we wanted to have this event to say, we believe you, Dr. Blasey Ford.
Outside the White House, Pete Montine, WUSA9.
Last week, more than 1,100 Holton Arms alumni signed a letter supporting Ford.
Well, this week, Bill Cosby should learn his punishment for drugging and molesting a Temple University employee back in 2004. That sentencing hearing starts tomorrow. Prosecutors want some of Cosby's 60 other accusers to testify, but the judge will only allow the 5 who testified during the trial to take the stand. The 81-year-old could get anything ranging from just probation to 30 years behind bars.
An investigation is underway in Montgomery County after a security guard shoots and kills a man after they get into an argument. This all happened early this morning at a 7-Eleven on Georgia Avenue. Police say a man walked into the store and got into an argument with the clerk. The security guard intervened. That's when the man and the guard got into their own argument. It became physical and led to outside the store. The officer shot that man and killed him. The man being identified now as Dion McDonald. He is 27 years old, and police have not said if the officer will be charged. He was contracted to work at that store that night.
Well, floodwaters from Hurricane Florence continue to rise in the Carolinas. You're looking at new drone video showing a neighborhood, look at this, just underwater between the hard-hit towns of Longs and Conway, South Carolina. As Manuel Bojorquez reports, many in the area have lost everything, but not their faith.
When Trinity United Methodist Church started to flood Tuesday, Pastor Kim Strong put out a call. He expected maybe a handful of people to help move the pews to higher ground. Dozens showed up.
What we have seen from our congregation this week goes beyond brick and mortar. We got the bad news that it's going to get worse.
He's been pastor only 10 weeks. On Wednesday, he met the president as he surveyed damage to Conway, South Carolina. But since then, the Waccamaw River, captured in this time-lapse video, has continued its record-breaking rise, and not just around the church.
We have families from our church and other churches in the community. They had to pack up a U-Haul truck or move everything out, and they don't believe they're ever going to get to come back in.
What Strong won't readily tell you is he's lost something too. His family's house is taking on water. It's the second time a hurricane has inflicted damage on their home. But today is Sunday. In a way, this is a temporary home.
This is our temporary home until we can get back into our
And they will have church.
God is good. All the time.
Even if it's in another congregation's building.
When I saw my people come out to help our church, not knowing what condition their homes were in, that says more about your faith in Jesus Christ than anything you could ever say in a worship service, any check you could ever write, anything you could ever do.
This is the neighborhood where many in that congregation live. The church is no longer accessible by foot. And even if the Waccamaw River crests on Tuesday, as predicted, the floodwaters may not recede for days, even weeks. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Conway, South Carolina.
All right, back in the district now. This rescue, one of many on Wednesday after the Arthur Capper Sr. Apartments in Southeast went up in flames. You're looking right now at firefighter Devon McRae guiding Betty Carter 4 stories down on a ladder to safety. That fire was raging from the attic above her apartment, and the conditions in the hallway, they were just too severe to go through. Today, Carter was reunited with firefighter McRae, and she told him, "You saved my life, and I'll never forget you." She gave him a card, and she took pictures with him and the rest of the crew. Now, McRae comes from a family of firefighters. You may remember his father, Kevin, lost his life in the line of duty in 2015. Carter is one of more than 150 people who lived in that apartment building when that massive fire broke out. Everyone got out safely, but many people, they're still living in shelters and in hotels. Well, coming up, our own Bruce Johnson, of course, one of the people planned who participate in today's lymphoma research ride. Well, we're going to tell you what happened when Mother Nature had other plans.
And also coming up after the break, we'll share one woman's journey as she moves from treating patients to being a patient in a new clinic aimed at treating cancer's not so obvious side effects. We'll be right back. Now, some of the harder parts of dealing with cancer are the side effects that come along with treatment. Tonight, our Bria White spoke to a cancer survivor who's pushing to not only feel healthy, but look healthy as well. She shows us how one local hospital is helping her manage those side effects.
Having cancer is no longer a death sentence, but it does cause changes both inside and out. One mom in Fairfax County says it's more than just about looks.
I felt a lump under my arm.
In 2015, Miriam Saeed was diagnosed with breast cancer. This doctor wasn't just caring for newborns anymore, but now focused on her own health.
The fatigue definitely, and the nausea and the vomiting, you just couldn't get out of bed some days. But even when I did feel okay, you know, again, just the nail beds were so painful and tender, and I had neuropathies that didn't allow me to do simple things like tie their shoes.
Hey Miriam, how you doing?
Dr. Adam Friedman sees patients like Miriam all the time. His clinic at George Washington is only one of 7 dedicated to managing side effects of cancer treatment.
But it's also making sure that survivors survive.
Miriam and millions of others have had their hair fall out, severe skin and nail problems, among other issues. But Dr. Friedman says it's not all bad.
So sometimes the side effects of cancer drugs are actually a great sign that the medication is working. A lot of women and a lot of men will actually stop treatment because of these side effects.
After chemotherapy and double mastectomy.
And none of that gave me the same emotional distress or psychological impact as potentially a nail falling off permanently. And I know that that might sound silly to some, but it is how it affected me.
Red.
Ha.
Boom.
Now Miriam is cancer-free.
There's light and hope throughout the entire way. Keep fighting, not let it knock you down.
Bria White, WUSA9.
These guys were what got.
Keep fighting there. Experts at George Washington said you can refer yourself to their clinic or ask your doctor. We have all of this information on how you can do it yourself posted on our website at WUSA9.com.
So Mother Nature didn't cooperate with today's lymphoma research ride or anything else out there today, but the celebration among cancer survivors went on despite the weather. The 12th annual research ride was supposed to take riders through the rolling hills of Maryland, but the bike ride, it was a washout. But the commitment of the organizers and participants, that certainly wasn't. This year's ride raised more than $369,000 for lymphoma and blood cancer research. Some of today's participants, you may see someone there you know there. Yeah, our own Bruce Johnson. They all know the importance of this fundraiser firsthand.
7 years ago, I took a treatment that wasn't available when I was first diagnosed, and I've had great success. I've been in remission ever since, and that drug was clinical trials around that drug were funded from the monies that we raised on this ride, and I personally have raised. So it's quite an accomplishment.
I was going to ride, even with the cast. I was out, did a test ride yesterday, and I'm able to ride. I'm looking forward to it because this is just an incredible organization, made even more fabulous by the people that are involved in it. So I'm looking to network, get with other cancer survivors, and figure out what I can do throughout the year. This is not just a one-day proposition. This is a lifetime commitment. I mean, they were there for me, and I want to be there for them.
Bruce had a PET scan just a few weeks ago, and we're very happy to say that it came back clear. Yes. The Lymphoma Research Ride has raised more than $5 million over the years, and it was founded by Dr. Bruce Chesson and his wife, Christine.
I still love that he was going to ride with the cast on.
You know, you cannot stop Bruce.
No.
Don't try. Don't even try.
Still going.
So, are you ready right now for some cuteness?
Always.
It was a rainy day, but you know, dogs, they always make you smile. I know you're a dog owner, you know it. So all these pups and people came together for the We the Dogs Bipartisan March.
The Bipartisan March. All right, so you know, the day it started with a rally, then a march by the U.S. Capitol to show that people from different parties can, in fact, get along and find common ground to at least help animals in need. Despite the rain, they've raised $10,000 for more than 20 animal rescue organizations here in D.C.
And we want to thank Hanel Lati and Aaron Wong for those amazing photos of cute dogs and wonderful people.
The cuteness there. All right, so how about this? Social media still buzzing about Paul Simon's final concert. The music legend gave his farewell concert last night in his hometown of Queens, New York. The 76-year-old Simon says touring and travel has really kept him away from his family. And fans didn't seem to mind traveling to see last night's concert. Some made the trip from such faraway places as Bermuda and Dublin for a chance to be in the audience for Simon's final concert dubbed Homeward Bound.
We're really excited. We're big Paul Simon fans, and so are our parents, so it's extra special for us.
I'm so excited. I've been here with my dad. I'm a little bit from the younger generation, and he's from the time of Paul Simon, but we're having a really good time.
Simon says while his touring days are over, it's not the end of his career. He says he's still open to the occasional performance.
You never know, maybe he'll just show up somewhere. You're out and you're like, oh, that's Paul Simon. Just felt like coming on in.
It could happen.
You know? It could.
It could happen.
Leaving the door open.
Yeah, like it could happen. We might see sunshine sometime soon.
Oh, I'll believe it when I see it.
You know, we may see a little bit Tuesday if we're lucky, more likely Wednesday some, and then the second half of the week. We may have to wait till Friday, but right now Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I hate to tell you that, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday are looking a lot better than the first 3-4 days of the coming week. So. Yeah, as if things aren't soggy enough.
I know, it's pretty depressing.
Yes, your yard is probably a swamp like mine, and the rain continues on and off. It's fairly light, but it's not allowing anything to dry out. You see this stripe of moisture, Nashville, Knoxville, Roanoke, all the way up here in towards southern Jersey and then off the coast. So we've seen the rain on and off. About 2/3 of an inch at National at last check, so not an inch today, but yeah, plenty of rain. The heaviest stuff has moved into Elkton and then into Delaware and Jersey, but we're still looking at this light to almost moderate rain. It's kind of misting and light rain out there. In other areas where radar seems quiet, you may be experiencing drizzle. So yes, a damp night, and that's not going to change. And as we're looking here at Reagan National, I think that's the control tower right there in the haze, the fog, the drizzle out there. We've got really just not the nicest looking Monday in store for us with temperatures mid to upper 60s. Maybe we'll touch 70 if we're lucky. Better chance of that south of town with those winds, Sam, out of the east northeast, 10 to 15. We're still going to have some gusts, maybe over 20. So another raw day. And as far as the rain potential, the next 4 to 8 hours, looking at several models ranging from not much, you know, what's that, 1/8 of an inch at the RPM to over an inch from the GFS. So I'm thinking anywhere from a 1/2 inch to an inch over the next 48 hours. So yes, as far as getting into the yard, that may be tough until next weekend. 64 right now after a high of 66. Still in the 50s in Leesburg, Winchester, Front Royal, Array, while even the spots down south are only in the lower 60s. It is just a damp, raw night. And in town, not just the 64, but we've got that wind north-northeast at 9 miles an hour. So the Futurecast shows on and off showers overnight, some drizzle into Monday. Monday, kind of like today, we've got these winds out of the northeast and the east-northeast late with waves of rain or showers or drizzle into Monday night and Tuesday morning. Now, Tuesday is going to be a little different. Better chance of rain in the morning, better chance for a couple of showers in the afternoon, but with this front coming through, looks like we'll get back well into the 70s Tuesday and then into the 80s Wednesday, low to mid-80s, depending on how much sun. But this cold front coming from the west, that's going to give us a pretty good chance, I think, for some showers and storms in the afternoon and evening. So yellow weather alert tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Showers and drizzle tonight, 50s and 60s. Tomorrow morning, some more rain and showers. And then in the afternoon, yeah, more rain and showers, 65 to 70. We've got some good news. Just hang in there. Not the 3-day forecast. That still looks damp at times through Wednesday, though we warm up to the mid-80s Wednesday. Thursday may see some leftover showers in the 70s. And then Friday through the weekend, yes, finally, 70s to around 80. Sunshine returns.
I love that we're blowing through Monday.
We're like,
Monday
get to the week.
Friday, you know?
Get to the week. Let's get to the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Howard.
Yeah.
So you may have heard, it's a pretty big day in the sports world. Have you heard?
I think I have. I'm not quite sure. But
Redskins fans?
Yeah, I think Jaron had a little bit of information on that maybe. We're going to have more on the Redskins dominating the Packers and Tiger Woods. Yeah, getting his first PGA Tour win in 5 years. And now Howard owes Topper a beer. Darren's got it all after the break.
And now, WUSA9 Sports with Darren Haynes. Brought to you by Xfinity.
All right, so here's what's on my mind tonight, people. We learned a lot about this Redskins team. What we learned is 3 things. Number 1 is the team that we saw in Week 1 when they beat the Cardinals was not a fluke. This team came out against the Green Bay Packers and punched them in the mouth, took that 14-0 lead. The second thing is age ain't nothing but a number, people, especially when it comes to Adrian Peterson. The guy is 33 years old, rushed for 120 yards today. We're going to talk more about him later. Then the third thing is the foundation of this Redskins team is their defense. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And the Redskins defense didn't allow him to be in a position where he can make a comeback or score a play to bring his Green Bay Packers back into this game. They also forced turnovers. They also sacked Aaron Rodgers when needed to. Now the Redskins are 2-1 heading into the bye week, and here's what the team had to say.
Anytime you win in this league, it's like a party. I feel like it's my birthday right now. So go home, watch it. I'll be able to sleep better this Sunday than last Sunday, and get ready for this bye week and get ready for the Saints, because it's now we got to go play Drew Brees, another Hall of Famer.
It's nothing like playing in the rain. So when you get in the rain, you got to win that one, or it's going to be miserable when you get home. So it's definitely a good feeling, and we just got to keep grinding.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of momentum. To beat A-Rod, to get our first home win, to go in the bye week with a win. It's big for the young guys, just to know how it feels to win at home, to win those big games. So we got a lot to learn from. We ready, man. We wish it wasn't a bye week next week.
All right, let's now focus on the offensive side of the ball. We mentioned Adrian Peterson. Age ain't nothing but a number. He's 33 years old. But AP came out here. Let's just say the Green Bay Packers do not like Adrian Peterson. He rushed for over 100 yards today, his 52nd in his career, but 9 of those were against the Green Bay Packers. He also scored 2 touchdowns, which now means 16 total touchdowns against the Green Bay Packers, most against any single opponent. And people are wondering, why is Adrian Peterson still getting it done? Seems like AP has something to prove.
It felt good to get out there and again get into a rhythm and establish and be physical and get some nice chunks. So it's like, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Adrian Peterson will now have the bye week to make sure his body stays healthy as he looks to take on his former team, the Saints. Until then, let's go to the defensive side of the game. That's where we find our Chris Williamson.
Yeah, Darren, this defense ain't nothing to play with. They showed why they're the #1 defense in yards allowed, passing yards allowed, and #2 in points allowed. They wreaked havoc against Aaron Rodgers, one of the best QBs of all time, held them to 17 points. 17 points. DBs were flying around the ball, forcing turnovers. The defensive line got after Aaron Rodgers so many times, and they shut down this potent Green Bay Packers offense.
We allowed, great quarterback coming here and hold him 17 points, man. Can't ask for nothing better than that, for sure. I mean, gosh.
We're not here to play games, man. It's not your old Redskins that you can laugh at. Man, we're here to win. We're here to win. We're here to win the division. That's the main goal. Once we get the division, we gotta, try to get in that playoffs and make a run to get that Super Bowl.
Now, the confidence of the defense is at an all-time high. The way they played against the Packers Sunday night, they still know they have things to clean up on. But if you look at how they're operating right now, this is the defense you do not want to face if you're an opposing offense in the NFL. Chris Williamson, WUSA9 Sports.
That's right, Chris. If you look in the golfing world, a lot of golfers may not want to face Tiger Woods. The guy's on fire for the first time since August 4th, 2013. Tiger Woods has won on tour. He won the Tour Championship at 11 under par. If you look at things and you put things in perspective, 239 tour events have passed. 119 different golfers have won on tour at least once since the last time Tiger Woods won a tournament. That streak has finally come to an end. Reporting from FedEx Field, I'm Darren Haynes, WUSA9 Sports.
All right, Dee, we're going to be right back with a 7-day look at the forecast. That's after the break.
All right, don't shoot me. I'm only the messenger, but it's going to be damp again tomorrow and cool, 60s to near 70. Mostly showers in the morning, Tuesday 79. Some afternoon storms Wednesday. Thursday still a shower threat, but I'm going to deliver you a good Friday and weekend, so how about that?
What are we going to do?
No choice.
Wait, still Friday.
Let's take it. Good night, everyone.
Have a good week.